Good morning students, myself Shravanti. Welcome to today's 7th science class. In the online classes we already completed our third chapter fiber to fabric. We completed exercise also and we revised the first chapter, few topics of first chapter. In this video we are going to revise total first chapter what we learned. Okay. So these are the topics which we have learned in the first chapter. These are the topics which we were learned in the first chapter. So what are the topics that our lesson name is nutrition in the plant and the first one is nutrients. Okay, in this we learn the word nutrients. What are nutrients? Carbohydrates, proteins, fats, minerals and vitamins are known as nutrients. So getting the nutrients in a sufficient way to plants and animals, that is nutrition. There are two types of nutrition are there. One is autotrophic nutrition and second one is heterotrophic nutrition. In autotrophic nutrition we learn about the plant nutrition, because autotrophs means the organisms which are preparing their own food by themselves. They are not depending on others. That all comes under autotrophic nutrition. And what are heterotrophic nutrition? Nutrition means the organisms which are depending on the others for their food are called heterotrophs, and that type of nutrition is heterotrophic nutrition. And we learn autotrophic nutrition in that plants how they are preparing their food, that we learn in the process of photosynthesis. Okay, what is the process of photosynthesis? The process by which plants preparing their own food by utilizing carbon dioxide and water in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. Okay, that is the photosynthesis. In photosynthesis, solar energy. Okay, solar energy plays main role. Chlorophyll absorbs the sunlight and it breaks down carbon dioxide and water and it converts into carbohydrate, which is the food of plant. Okay, this carbohydrate stored in the form of starch in roots and leaves and flowers, fruits, everywhere. Okay, so this we are taking it as food, that is photosynthesis. And other than carbohydrate, plants need nitrogen also for protein preparation, but nitrogen which is present in the atmosphere, it is not possible to take directly. So soil having some microorganism which used to convert the nitrogen, atmospheric nitrogen into nitrates, which is easy to absorb by the plant. Okay, so for this few plants lives in symbiotic relationship with rhizobium bacteria. Leguminous plants especially, they used to live in symbiotic, means giving and taking relationship. Okay, in this plant gives food to the bacteria and bacteria fixes atmospheric nitrogen and it provides to the plant. Okay, and few organisms depends on other insects. For example, few plants which are green in color, but again they are depending on insectivorous plants. The best example is pitcher plants. It is depending on insecticide, but it is in green color. So why it is depending on insects means it can prepare the carbohydrate, but it needs the nitrogen for protein preparation. So it is not having capacity to absorb the nitrogen from the soil. For this, it depends on the insects. Okay, it attracts the insect and it attracts and kills the insect, it digests the insect, and whatever the nitrogenous compounds are there in that insect, it will take inside. Okay, these insectivorous plants, these all are comes which are these all the plants and animals are comes which are taking the nitrogen from the others, that comes under other modes of nutrition. Okay, so insectivorous plants we learn. And now parasites. What are parasites? Parasites, the best example is Cuscuta, which is having yellow slender like tubular structures. Okay, so it depends on other plant for the food. It depends on other plants for the food. And next one is saprotrophs. Saprotrophs depend on dead and decaying organisms for the food. And what is the difference between parasites and saprotrophs means parasites depends on living things, saprotrophs depends on non-living thing. Okay, so that is the simple difference. Non-living thing means which are dead. Once it is living, but now it is non-living. Dead and decaying animal and plant bodies. Okay, and next, these three parasites, saprotrophs, insectivorous plants are comes under other modes of nutrition. Okay, and now nutrients replenishing to the soil. How we are that atmospheric nitrogen, bacteria are fixing it and plant is taking and using it, and but the nitrogen concentration in the atmosphere is not decreasing. So how it is possible means, after death of the plant and animals, the nitrogen which is there in the dead bodies of plant and animals, the bacteria again decomposes and mixes with the soil, and few amount of nitrogen goes back to the atmosphere. This is nitrogen cycle, which is replenishing the nitrogen in the atmosphere. In the same way, nutrients, the proteins, whatever carbohydrates, everything, whatever there in the plant body and animal body, after death of these living things, that decomposing bacteria decomposes all these nutrients and it mixes in the soil. Again the plants used to absorb it. Okay, so by that replenishing nutrients in the soils takes place. Okay, so this is we learned in the first chapter, nutrition in the plants. Okay, so read the lesson. Don't depend on exercise only, because you may get from questions from the middle of the lesson also. Okay, all the best for your exams. Thank you. Have a nice day.